Okay, this is November 8th, Tuesday, and we are in BBA Section A class, and we are reading chapter 2 from this book, New Directions. And yesterday we were reading the essay, How the Web Destroys the Quality of Students' Research Paper, right? Can you tell me what I did in the class yesterday? Anybody? What we did, what I said in the class yesterday? Anyone? Which paragraphs we read? What exactly we were discussing in class? It was a teacher-centered class, right?
No, sir.
It was a learner-centered class. You did something? You did? What did you do? What did you do yesterday? You read. You read. How many paragraphs? Okay. And I was asking you to tell the ideas, right? Okay. And I gave you feedback that some of you are not able to understand what you read. Okay. So I'll follow. So I hope as I explain, you can sincerely follow me in your book and you try to understand, right? The class will be more teacher-centered. So in paragraph 1, the writer presents the context from which the problem emerges. This essay is a problem and solution essay, right? And this essay raises the problem of technology in education, particularly the problem caused by World Wide Web. So he begins by presenting his context or his situation. He is a professor of philosophy. He has semester class, and he says that every year, toward the end of this semester, he assigns research paper writing to his students, and his students mail him their research papers. And he says that often he finds original thinking in the writing, and he finds better writing, right? So the first paragraph presents a situation. There is a professor at a college. There are students. Teaching, learning is going on, and everything is normal. The teacher gives assignment. Students do the assignment, and often they do the assignments in a better way. In second paragraph, if you pay attention, the first sentence begins with a contrast marker, but. Can you see? Para 1, now para 2. So when you say something using but is a connected that links two opposite ideas. But, however, though, even though, despite, in spite of, such words link two opposite ideas. So in the first paragraph, the idea is that teaching, learning is going well, no problem, right? In second paragraph, the sentence begins with but. That means now the writer will say something opposite to first paragraph. Let's read. But this past semester was different. Now, this is the first sentence. In a paragraph, in a paragraph, normally the first sentence presents the controlling idea or main idea. So what is the main idea? Here in second paragraph, the main idea is this semester was different. This is the idea. Now, after presenting the idea that this semester was different, idea. Now, the next thing you should look for is what are the details that this writer presents to support the idea. For example, look what it says. I noticed a disturbing decline in both the quality of the writing and the originality of the thought expressed. So second sentence gives an example about how this semester is different. Are you getting me? Are you getting it? The writer in the second sentence shows an example of what is different this time. And besides this, this second sentence presents a problem. The second sentence presents a problem. And I told you this is an argumentative essay. Argumentative essays may take a problem, explore the nature of the problem, and then recommend solutions to the problem. Right? So in the second sentence we have a problem. What is the problem? The problem is there is disturbing decline in both the quality of the writing and originality of the thought. This writer is talking about research. Right? Research has two things. What? One is quality of writing, another is originality of thought. Now, research requires high standard of writing because research is academic. Research is done by educated and scholarly people at the university. It is done by scientists. It is done by learned people. And you will be surprised to know that researchers are highly respected. They are very highly respected. Why? Because they spend years finding new knowledge and solving problems for us. Right? So because it is highly respected, you have to produce very good writing. What do you mean by good writing, quality writing in research? Research has rules of writing. The writing of research is known as academic writing. What writing? Academic writing. And academic writing means writing done at the university. So it is grammatically flawless, correct? And it follows a number of rules. Second, research is an argument where you listen to what other people are saying, and after listening to other people's writing or saying, you develop your idea. I said your idea. The most important thing in your research is not what others are saying. No. The most important thing in your research is what you want to say. And what you want to say, that is the original thought. And this professor says that today students' research does not have original thinking. They copy others' ideas and they present them as if they were their ideas. And their writing contains a lot of spelling problems, grammar problems, and other problems. This is the problem. So in second paragraph, second sentence, the writer presents problem. You can make a map of this essay. Situation, right? Then problem. We will go paragraphs and we'll draw a map. We'll outline the structure. Okay. What had happened since last fall? Did I ask worse questions? Were my students unusually lazy? No, my class had fallen victim to the latest easy way of writing a paper, doing their research on the World Wide Web. So what does it do? Problem. Then he raises questions, right? Then he proposes a cause to problem. Right? He proposes a cause. He does all these three things in paragraph 2. And if you pay attention, paragraph 2, the end of paragraph 2, last sentence. In research paper, you have something known as a thesis statement. What did I say? Thesis statement. Thesis, thesis. What is a thesis? A thesis is any idea. A thesis is an idea which is so important that you can explain it into 10, 15, 20 pages. Right? For example, you can say, Divakar sir, elections are coming. So I believe 90% youths should occupy our parliament. You say to me, Divakar sir, I'm young, I'm a voter this time, and my belief is that only young people should be elected. Now this can be a thesis for an essay. Now what will you do? You will write 5, 10 pages, 20 pages, how young people can do better politics. Right? So what is a thesis? A thesis is an idea that says something very important, which can be elaborated and explained in many, many pages. A thesis is also something interesting. A thesis is a statement that catches people's attention. That catches people's attention. They listen to you because they believe, oh, he's saying something important. Let's pay attention, right? So a thesis requires a lot of thinking. You cannot produce a thesis without doing a lot of thinking and a lot of writing. Thesis does not come at first. Thesis is like the butter. Do you get butter right from the cow? No. You get milk from the cow, right? And you have to boil 10-liter milk. Then you get 500 ml butter. Right? So thesis is a very condensed idea, a statement where a lot of knowledge is packed. For example, look here in this second paragraph, last sentence, he says, no, my class had fallen victim to the latest easy way of writing a paper doing their research on the World Wide Web. Now this sentence can be called as the thesis of this essay. Now the rest of the paragraphs coming down, 4, 5 to 13 paragraph, all of these paragraphs will talk about this sentence. They will develop this idea. They will not say anything that opposes this idea. What idea? The idea is, my students had fallen victim to the latest easy way of writing a paper doing their research on the World Wide Web. So here's a question, right? He proposes the cause. What is the cause? They use World Wide Web. So here's the problem. Look here. Look here. Problem and cause of the problem. Problem and cause of the problem. Right? And this cause is presented as a thesis. Right? Now in a research, you begin with a good thesis. The quality of your research paper depends on the quality of your thesis statement. Right? Now your job is, what will you do? This is the thesis. Now your job is to prove your thesis. You will prove your thesis. Right? Let's look how it does that. And if you pay attention, from paragraph 3, David Rothenberg starts proving his thesis. Let's read. It's easy to spot a research paper that is based primarily on information collected from the web. Now this sentence, pay attention to this sentence, what is it? It's easy to spot a research paper that is based primarily on information collected from the web. Now this sentence is known as main idea of the paragraph. This is the main idea of the paragraph. Not always, but most often, a paragraph has a main idea. What is a paragraph? There is a very simple, clear definition. A paragraph is a collection of sentences that support an idea. Very simple definition. A paragraph is a group of sentences, let's say. What is a paragraph? A group of sentences which support an idea. So there are two things in a paragraph. There is an idea and there are details to support that idea. For example, this class is a boring class, idea. You are criticizing the teacher. Now what did they will do? For the last 30 minutes, it's only the teacher is speaking. Many of us are feeling sleepy in class. Even our friend right on the first desk is dozing. The teacher gets angry time and again and shouts at us. What are you doing? You are bringing all the examples to prove the argument that this class is dumb. So a paragraph has what? Idea and detail. Now see the detail. Number one, first, the bibliography cites no books, just articles or pointers to places in the virtual land where somewhere off any map. Then look. Now see the structure. First, now example. Then second example. A strange preponderance of material in the bibliography is seriously out of date. A lot of stuff on the web that is advertised as timely is actually at least few years old. One student submitted a research paper last semester in which all of his sources were articles published between September and December 1995. That was probably the time span of the web page on which he found. So in paragraph 3, you have one idea and you have two details if you pay attention. In paragraph 3, you have one idea and you have two details. Is that clear to you? Okay, now let's move to para 4. I told you that in para 1 he shares context, in para 2 he presents thesis, and from para 3 the discussion section starts. See, an essay has three components, if you are aware, right? 1, 2, 3. Introduction, discussion, conclusion. So in this essay, para 1 and 2 are introduction, and from paragraph 3, discussion starts. And you will see that introduction is shorter, conclusion also shorter. The discussion section has multiple paragraphs, right? Introduction is like the face. It's very short, but it's very important. It tells who the person is, right? Short compared to the torso. This is called torso. What is torso? Above your waist and below the neck. Torso. And this torso occupies 50% of the body. And it contains all vital things. The heart, the stomach, the lungs, everything is here, right? And this is conclusion, where you stand up. So an essay is like a body. Just as a body has the head, the torso, and the legs. An essay has introduction, discussion, and conclusion. Let's read. Number 4. Another clue is the beautiful pictures and graphs that are inserted neatly into the body of the text. Now, look, I said that a paragraph has an idea, but be careful. Sometimes writers present an idea in a paragraph and they use 2-3 paragraphs as details. So here, paragraph 4 does not have a new idea. It brings up further detail to support the idea in paragraph 3. What idea? The idea that you can easily tell if a research paper is based on internet. Now read. Another clue is the beautiful picture and graphs that are inserted neatly into the body of the student's text. They look impressive, as though they were the result of careful work and analysis. Look, the language. See the language. As though. Pay attention to language. When a writer says as though, his meaning is it looks like this, but it is false. If I say she speaks as though she is an English lady, my meaning is she is not English lady and she is giving a false impression. If I say, oh, she behaves as if she is a billionaire, my meaning is she is not a billionaire. Oh, Divakar sir speaks as if he knows a lot. You know, your meaning is, oh, Divakar sir does not know a lot. See the use of as though, the phrase as though. Okay. But actually they often, see, as though, what is as though and then but. See the language. But actually, as though, but actually. So as though has one idea, afterward you have another idea, opposite idea. But actually, they often bear little relation to the precise subject of the paper. Cut and paste from the vast realm of what is out there for the taking, they masquerade as original work. What is masquerade? When Halloween's come, or when Gathre Pungal comes in Nepali culture, you put on mask, right? And you pretend to be, you put on different faces and you go out. So when you masquerade, When you masquerade, you are giving a false impression to the people, to cheat people, to deceive people. When you masquerade, you are presenting yourself in a role that you really are not. Masquerading is cheating. It is cheating, hypocrisy. So he says that students copy and paste, and the things that they write has no connection with the topic. Look, why it happens so? A week ago, before TR vacation, in BBA, they were presenting, and I said the next essay. And I said to a group, I told you yesterday, right? Make a presentation about portfolio evaluation by reading the essay. And they cheated me. How? They didn't read the essay. They went to internet, Google. And in Google they found portfolio management essay. And they prepared a presentation and they came on the desk when I called them. And they began to say, portfolio management is this. Nothing is in the book. And I said, hello, Missy. Wait a minute. Please show me where are these in the book. And she says, I didn't read the book, sir. You didn't read the book? No, sir. How did you prepare? I googled, sir. Now look, their presentation has no connection with the topic. This is what happens when you do not know how to properly use internet. You go, you find free, and you collect everything and you bring home. Oh, it's free, take home everything. Our psychology. If it is free, take it. Whether you need or not. Right? So look how beautifully explained. Now in paragraph 5 if you see, again, paragraph 5 also does not present any new idea. It brings details. So in para 3 there is an idea, para 4 presents detail, para 5 presents detail. Now in paragraph 6 there is something new. Okay. So we were in paragraph 2. Now in paragraph 3, what is this, sir? Makes a claim. Paragraph 4 brings details to support the claim. He brings details to support the claim. Paragraph 5 brings details to support the claim. Right? Now in paragraph 6, the writer does something different. And you should understand to know what is writing. In paragraph 6, these things that I'm explaining you might not be interested today, but if in future you take IELTS examinations, TOEFL examinations, or GR examinations, SAT examinations, where you write essays, then you will be learning these things, paying high money to some institutes around the valley, right? Because you need these skills. In argument, people make claims. Speakers make claims. Now, the audience listening to them might disagree with them. Right? It's not sure that when you make claims, people will always agree with you. People might disagree with you. And when people disagree with you, what you're saying, people make counter claims, right? There is hand. Excuse me, sir, you say so, but I think, and you say something, a disagreement. So when a speaker makes claim, the audience might come up with counterclaim, right? But do you know, when you come on the dais to speak, it's not always possible to take all the counterclaims and respond, because you are not given that time. So if you are a good speaker, what do? If you are a good speaker, what do? as you prepare your speech, in your mind, you imagine two personalities yourself. And as you go on speaking on the topic, you also go on imagining how someone might disagree with me. This is called an argument, anticipating the counter argument as you make that. Have you seen politicians? They might say, my opponents who are here, right over there, might object me saying that. Then they will bring the objection. But let me clarify. And they will clarify. Good arguments have three components, very important components. Good arguments. Claim, right? Counterclaim. Then the third is rebuttal of the counterclaim. Let me show the example. Look here, I'll show this thing. If you come to paragraph 6, he says that, don't get me wrong, I am no neo-Luddite. In para 6, presents a possible counterclaim and its rebuttal. So this first sentence in para 6 is a counterclaim, right? What does it mean? He says, don't get me wrong, I am no neo-Luddite. Has anybody in this essay said, hello Rosenberg, you are neo-Luddite? Did anyone say? No. No one said. But he imagines, oh, you might think, who was a neo-Luddite? In the early 20th century, when industrial revolution was taking place, a lot of machines were being introduced in the workplace, right? And every time a new machine was brought in the factory, people lost their job because machines did their work. So workers became very angry and they thought that they are losing their job because the employers are bringing machines. So what did they do? They gathered together and they began to break the machines. They set the machines on fire as an opposition. And such people were called as Luddites. They were called as Luddites. Look here, here's the meaning given. Someone opposed to technological change. The Luddites were a group of British workers in the early 19th century who destroyed textile machinery that they thought would threaten their job. So a Luddite is someone who does not like technology. Someone who does not like technology. So he says, hello, if you think I'm an old professor who does not know how to use internet and World Wide Web and computer, that's not the case. So don't think I hate technology. I like computers. I like internet. I like the way. But, now read. I am as enchanted as anyone else by the potential of this new technology to provide instant information. So one can argue, no, internet is very good, Google is very good because it gives you any information instantly. And that's true, right? Today, Google is much more powerful than any teacher, right? If you can use Google properly, you don't have to come to college. All these courses are on internet, right? Internet can easily replace a teacher. I believe so. You can learn independently. Then he says, But look here. He says, World Wide Web gives information. Okay, people say, internet is good because it gives information. Then Rosenberg says, but the moment you find a word but, you should know that a disagreement is coming. A disagreement is, and contrast markers like but, however, though, even though are very often used in argumentative writing. Because in argument, what writers do? They bring an idea and then they criticize the idea. Okay. But too much of what passes for information these days is simply advertising for information. This third sentence. The third sentence is a rebutter because it reverses the idea. You refuse the idea. You cancel the idea. You oppose the idea. What idea? Someone said, no, internet is very good because you get information. Now he says, no, you don't get information on the World Wide Web. You just get advertisement. You just get advertisement. Then he writes, screen after screen shows you where you can find out more, how you can connect to this place or that. The acts of linking and networking and randomly jumping from here to there become as exciting or rewarding as actually finding anything of intellectual value. The last sentence says, internet pages are maybe very exciting, beautiful pictures, colors, but there is nothing valuable about it. There is just advertisement. Okay, do one thing. Take your copy. Go to any page. Go to any page. Okay, look at me. Look at me. Be very honest. Okay? I have no prejudice. I have no prejudice. If you are angry with me, forget the anger. And in a single sentence, just one sentence. Just one sentence. Right? If this style of teaching contributed to learning or not. Very true response. I want to know if the way I taught today is effective, less effective, not effective. I'll read your feedback, not more than only one sentence. Names are not needed. No names are needed. Don't write the name. In one sentence, write to me, if judge my class, evaluate my class, and pass a judgment to your teacher in a single sentence. Don't write your name. My question is, I want to know if the way I taught you today was effective, more effective, less effective, not effective, boring, dull, or any advice, but you can't write more than one sentence. Just a single sentence. Just a single sentence. Not more than a sentence. We don't have much time. Finish it quickly. Don't write your name. And always, when you give the feedback, never have bias. Okay? And give a true feedback. Okay, ready? Let's not delay. We have another teacher waiting. I'll come one by one. I will forget. Thank you. Can I get space? I don't know Nepali. Please, everybody can do that. Don't cheat me. I don't need to and saying I did it. A new experience. A new experience. Hello. We are trying to quick. No more than one sentence. Just a single sentence. I'll make a video of this video. I won't tell you name, but I'll read about on camera. I'll put it in the video. People will see what happens. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Yesterday's videos are already reviewed and they're in public. You can watch them anywhere. I'm doing this.